Welcome. This is Steve Lentini, and I'm your host for Different Thinking for Different Times. This is Season 1, Episode 6. So, in talking about different thinking for different times, part of it, a very big key of waking up to create the life and manifest the life that you want, is to realize you're not a victim of circumstance, that everything is happening for your good. Even the chaos and the tragedies, no one can escape them. I mean, I've had a brother commit suicide, a brother die in 7 months from cancer, and a sister die within 6 weeks of being told that her cancer had reoccurred. So none of us escape life, right? Unscathed is the word I like to use. And often that's what we're doing, right? We're trying to get away from the pressures of life. I hear people say, oh, I'm stressed, I have to go have a smoke, or I'm going to do some heavy drinking tonight, or people locked in rooms doing just video games and just checking out from life. So, and then there's drugs and so many other things, right? Even bad relationships. So the way to escape victim thinking is to teach yourself, train yourself the power of your mind. And a great place to begin is visualization. How about proving to yourself, start to picture a new future and begin with this desire that you have in your heart. Desire translated in Latin or Greek, I'll have to check that. But either one of them is of the Father or of the universe or of source, whatever you want to call it. You could call it of the mother, whatever you think put the desire in you. The God is the divine, the universe. Again, it doesn't matter what you call it. And begin to honor that desire that's within you, not worrying about how you'll do it. How is not our job as human beings. We live in a miracle. So living in a miracle, one of the rules for living in a miracle is to learn that you have power by imagining it, right? Einstein said, imagination has power. So start to picture that future. Allow yourself 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night. Make it something big and grand that scares you, that your brain says, who are you? You'll never do that. Or your brain scares you with how. Again, forget about how. And if it scares you, that's great. Because if it's a desire you have the tools to manifest it. You could say, well, Steve, I have no experience, or I want to be a CEO, or just picture it. And then remember to let go of your timeline. It's going to be on the universe's timeline. The universe energy, the universal energy, is like the energy behind an electric plug. If you have nothing plugged into it, you still know there's electricity there. You certainly wouldn't pick up a fork and stick it in, or a knife. You'd get electrocuted. So humans are the block between what could possibly manifest and what does. It usually takes a lot longer to manifest if you're worried about how, or you're believing what I call the acorn brain, small-minded thinking that says, never you. Again, you wouldn't have that desire if it was something that you couldn't do. So you have it for a reason. And one of the reasons you have it is it's your responsibility to return it to the universe. Some people say to me, well, Steve, I don't really have a passion. I said, well, talk to me about some of the experiences in your life. So we often reject our experiences, but guess what? You could be being called on to talk about your experiences. Maybe you've had a number of things that you would call chaotic or tragic, or you've overcome multiple addictions. You went from gambling to alcohol, or alcohol to gambling, or drugs to something else. And you recovered. So maybe you've had these myriad of episodes in your life that you call chaotic so that you could teach others how to get out of them. Just think of all the examples of people who have had chaotic events in their life and now they're teaching. Think about people who have lost children in drunk driving and now there's Mothers Against Drunk Driving. There is nothing out of order in a universe. We're circling on a marble in relationship to the size of the universe. And other people tell me, probably, Steve, a grain of sand around an exposed nuclear fusion plant that we call a sun to make it comfortable. And we're at the exact right spot. Nothing out of order for life to occur. And we get up every day and take it for granted because we're on an earth and we got a job and we got bills to pay. Yes, but allow yourself to dream and do it with a focus on your desire and stop worrying about how. So we're at the exact right spot. Nothing's out of order in the universe, yet we think things are out of order in our lives. Just relax once you start picturing it and watch things begin to unfold. They will, but you have to prove it to yourself. Have fun doing it. Let your mind imagine anything it wants. Follow those desires. I think Eleanor Roosevelt said you must do the thing you think you cannot do. Joseph Campbell said, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. You can do it. You can do it. I'm available for coaching and glad to share with you all the rules for living in a universe. It's what I bring to all my work, even though I'm in corporations and do sales training and business consulting. I never forget to remind people that you live in a universe. You live in a miracle. And so honor that miracle that gave you this dream, this desire, this thing that you want to do. If you're not sure what you want to do, again, start to journal all your experiences and look at how can you teach others. Walt Disney went bankrupt 7 times. He never gave up on his dream. How would we all be doing right now? Wouldn't there be a big void somewhere if Walt Disney had given up on his dream? There's stories of many other people who had dramatic failures and bankruptcies and their business disappeared, but they persisted. Like Thomas Edison, right, with the light bulb. He said, I didn't fail all those times that the light bulb didn't work. Some say 1,000 times, others say 2,000 times. He said, I just learned 2,000 times, 2,000 ways not to make a light bulb. So whatever hasn't worked for you up until now, you're just learning how not to do it. Keep going. And if you don't know what your dream is, start journaling. Start thinking about all the episodes in your life. Go back, record them all, and look for ways that you can help other people. Other people overcome things. That's a gift. And it isn't about making millions of dollars. It's about completing what you were sent here to do. And I don't know that if you don't complete it, that you'll have to come back to do it until you get it. But I can tell you, I've been on the other side, and many of you know that story. Those who have listened from the beginning and those who have been following me for years. On November 18th, 2002, I was on the other side. 1 second in a hospital bed, the next second in a miracle. Pure consciousness, no body, which didn't even concern me, right? It was a knowing. I was one with everything and nothing. And then all the souls that had gone before me, and also people whose lives I had touched, I had helped, all of that flashed before me. Went what seemed like a second. And then I was asked, stay or go. And I said, thy will be done. I surrendered to the moment. I learned the power of being in the moment because this is all we're promised. I was doing a seminar 1 second. Everything was good, never had any symptoms, had a past, had a future. And then, boom, I'm in an ambulance. So remember, we live in a miracle, something we really know nothing about, although many people will try to tell you, oh, come on, there's nothing after this, or it's not a miracle. Whatever they want to believe, that's fine. Don't share it with people like that. Start to take an inventory of the people around you, because they're reflecting your thinking, right? So if you have a lot of negative people around you, you're negative. So start to search out positive people and surround yourself with those people, and you'll start to see a difference in your life. If you've got a lot of positive people around you, you're positive. You're mostly positive, because we all have something somewhere. That's the acorn brain. It's amazing how it works against us, especially if we have a dream and we start on the path of the dream. Your brain will start to work even harder for whatever reason. It's like I looked across a field and saw the opponent throwing things at me, shooting at me, and it was me. I discovered it was me. That's the acorn brain wanting to enroll you in that less is where your life is, your life of lack. But we live in a universe. Everything is abundant. Everything is abundant. People are worried about the world ending in 12 years because we're ruining the climate. We have a responsibility, and I think we as a country are cleaner than most right now, probably one of the cleanest in the world. We've done a great job of cleaning water and air, and that's our responsibility, is to take care of the earth. And as far as a doomsday prediction, we live in a universe, an infinite universe. It's like when we were told oil was going to run out, probably by now, I forget, when I was waiting in gas lines in the 70s. We were told that was it. Well, guess what? There's more than ever, and there's more to be found. And if we ever exceed what things are here in life to support us here in the earth, by then we'll be flying to other planets. Because life keeps expanding and pushing us to expand. And that desire you have in you is part of that, the universal urge to grow. People want to make the Bible the last time the universe communicated with us. God and the universe, the divine, has never stopped communicating. He or she or both are communicating right now to the people around you, the songs you hear, the people that bug you. It's all God in disguise, urging you to grow, urging you to follow your dreams, follow your heart, take a risk, step where there is no floor. Martin Luther King said that. Step where there is no floor, and the floor will rise to meet you. He knew how the universe worked. He said he's been to the mountaintop and seen the other side. That's how I feel. The day that I was on the other side, November 18th, 2002. I feel like I've seen the other side, and I'm urging people to remember, throw away all the ideas that you've had previously about living in an earth, and start to think of yourself as a universal citizen, and honor the dreams that you have within you, and begin to return them. You'll see an amazing life. You'll see an amazing life. But don't take my word for it. Prove it to yourself. Start to picture it and watch it happen. Any questions? I'm Steve at stevelentini.com. Steve at Steve, L as in Linda, E-N, T as in Tom, I-N-I.com. Feel free to challenge me. Feel free to ask me anything. I'm grateful. Thank you for listening.